and that's why I'm feeling bad. Smoke a cigarette and take another drag. Smoke a cigarette, remember why you had. I've never been that bad. So remember why you had. Remember why you had. I'm never coming back. So remember why you take a midnight train out of Austin. Take me anywhere that I wanna go. Maybe I'll just get out at the corner. I'll sell myself and I'll buy some newer clothes.
Hello. How's everybody doing? It's been a while since I've done a live stream. I've been very busy, so let's start this off with a can everybody hear me? I'm going to make sure that my microphone and everything is working like it's supposed to. Good. Everybody can hear me. So you can all right, well let's take we got Tony in the chat, Benjamin, William, Isaiah. Not sure why he's here. This is not an automotive channel, Isaiah. Shannon, how you doing? Rob, Val. We got about 37 people in here. So that's a pretty good turnout. So what I want to talk about is what I'm about to talk about is something that a lot of you may not even know about. Sorry guys, let me adjust that. There we go. A lot of you guys may not even know about this situation. And I'm going to try to keep this live stream short because my wife and I have plans because our kids are at their grandmother's for the weekend. Not my mother's. Most of you know my mother is passed on. They're at my mother-in-law's. Yeah, look, don't worry about the blinds, man. This is a catch-all room and like just kind of a junk room. We also use it for the office, and sometimes my kids come in here and play and they knock down that thing that right there. They knocked it down. So a few years ago, it's probably been about 3 now, I decided that I wanted to have weight loss surgery. And the problem is that here in Louisiana, insurances don't cover it. And they cost a lot of money. So I started a GoFundMe account. And then I made the biggest mistake I could have ever made. I took the GoFundMe and brought it here to YouTube and made it public and asked for help from my viewers, friends, and subscribers. And I raised $6,500. I was asking for 10 originally, but things changed and I was going to go about it a different way. So I dropped it down to 6,500. I raised the 6,500. So I closed the GoFundMe and I cashed it out, and I ended up clearing like 58 something, 59 something maybe after GoFundMe took their piece. So after that happened, the surgery didn't happen nearly as fast as I wanted it to. Life got in the way. I had to give up my half of the company that I had back in Alexandria and move to Lafayette because we found out that our son was autistic. Also, my wife and I were just having some other issues. Long story short, since I didn't move forward with the surgery as quick as I guess certain individuals thought I should, I got accused of stealing the money and blowing it, and also accused that I never had intentions of using the money for what I said, which was weight loss surgery. There were a lot of people involved in that. When all that was going on, myself and Zach from Shop Talk were really good friends, probably best friends, the best of friends that just never got to see each other. We had a podcast together, a very successful podcast. Yeah, I'm going to get to him in a minute. Yeah. And then there was the biggest there was a lot of guys, like all of Ralph's Zach's friends, like this one guy named Curtis Bowers, and then another guy named Rob. I don't know how to say Rob's last name. Rob Dippled or something like that. Who y'all probably don't have no idea who he is because he's a nobody on YouTube. I started another podcast with Gil Cavey from HVAC Uncensored. And y'all probably have heard of that one. The only reason y'all know who Gil is because of me. I introduced Gil to the HVAC community on YouTube. We had a very good podcast going, but Ralph got to him. Well, we'll talk about Ralph in a minute, but they got to him too, and he turned his back on me. And it just it spiraled out of control. But nobody spiraled it like Ralph Wolf did. A lot of you may not know who he is because I see a lot of guys that follow me, are new people. Ralph Wolf has a channel on here on YouTube called TNN Services. Now, he doesn't upload anymore because he's not in the field anymore. He's not in the HVAC field anymore. So now let me backtrack a little bit. Okay. There was one guy when I did that GoFundMe here on YouTube that donated me $1,000. Hey, Sean, it was the biggest donation. Everybody else was donating, 100. Some guys did 200, and which I was very appreciative of all of it, and still am to this day, because that money is getting. We'll get back to that. We'll get to that in a minute. But I got a donation from one individual for $1,000, and it was donated unanimously through Ralph Wolf. So the donation looked like it had came from Ralph, but it didn't. Ralph gave me no money. Zach gave me $20. And the rest of the guys that I was hanging out with through a group text, Rob, a guy named Justin Henning, these are all Zach and Ralph's butt buddies. They didn't donate me anything, and they thought that I was really upset about it. They were like, John's just pissed off because we didn't donate to his GoFundMe, and that was complete bullshit. I did ask for people to donate, but I didn't, I wasn't like, man, you guys are fucked up for not donating to my shit. I never said that. It was nothing like that. Zach gave me $20. Ralph gave me nothing, and all the other butt buddies gave me nothing, which was fine. But I have like, I'm over it with a lot of people. You take like Zach. I'm not even mad at Zach anymore. Zach, me and Zach had more bad heat through the podcasting rather than the topic of my weight loss surgery. I mean, he did a couple, things that were fucked up, but I mean, I'm not even mad at Zach anymore. I'm not mad at Justin Henning. Who else was there? It's been so long. Now Rob, I'm not really mad at Rob, but again, y'all don't even know who Rob is, but Rob's a dumbass. I mean, he thinks he just thinks his shit doesn't stink. I mean, I hate to sit here and call somebody a dumbass, but Rob just thinks like he's God's gift to the planet Earth, and he can do no wrong. So, but I mean, I'm not even mad at that dude. I know he doesn't like me, and I don't give a shit, and I don't like him. I'm not asking. Yeah, see, Sean, you remember Rob. I'm not asking, for friendship from none of these guys, because I'm the kind of guy that where most of the time I'll hold a grudge against you, but I can forgive and forget. I used to not be like that, but since I've gotten older, people do change. But even Zach, me and Zach, I don't think we'll ever be buddies again. But I'm really not upset with Zach. I mean, he's doing his own thing, and uh, he leaves me, he doesn't really bother me. I mean, now nothing's been said out of Ralph in a long time either. Nothing's been said by anybody for a long time. So, anyway, the guy that donated me that $1,000 was Ted Cook. I found out that it was Ted Cook. Ted and I, when we first met each other, we did well. I didn't like Ted. I don't know how Ted felt about me. I didn't like Ted. We butted heads for a long time, but it was my fault, and I admit that. I was taking Ted the wrong way. After I learned what a mistake I had made and treating Ted the way that I did, I apologized to Ted on the telephone. And Ted is probably one of my best friends in the HVAC community, if not my best friend in the HVAC community on YouTube. We talk a lot. We text, we talk on the phone. I mean, we're just good friends. I mean, I took Ted the wrong way back in the day, and I was wrong for the way that I treated him. And Ted forgave me, I've apologized more than one time to Ted about the way that I treated him back in the day when we first met. And, now he tells me, stop apologizing. That's water under the bridge, and to me it is too. Ted's a great guy. You really can't ask for a better guy. So we're on the subject of, hey, Clint, man, you didn't have to do that. I really appreciate it. Clint, I'm surprised you did that, because you're one of the guys that was really giving me a hard time about this subject with Zach and Ralph. But, I do appreciate it. So just to retop, we're up to about 85 people. I'm assuming that's Adam controlling the HVAC overtime channel. We're talking about my weight loss surgery and the GoFundMe account. So Ralph would just go, okay, so let's talk about Ralph Wolf with TNN Services, because he was the biggest instigator. And there's another guy that wasn't really a big instigator, but he did something that I cannot forgive him for. Ralph would just get on here every week, every time. Okay, so Zach and Ralph, every week they had a weekly live show. And yeah, weather situation's fine, thank you. It had got to where at the end of every show, Zach would not participate, but he would let Ralph go on a rant about me. So I think they did it every Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So every Sunday, I think that was the day of the week. At the end of the show, when they were done talking about their topic or interviewing whoever they were interviewing, Zach would say, okay, Ralph, you can end the show with one of your rants. And every rant was about me. Just a different way of saying that I stole the money. And I did this with the money and I did that with the money and blah, 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 blah. I mean, it was the same shit show every week. So, but it is what it is. I have forgiven everybody that has treated me bad over that situation, or, you know, I've had people send me Facebook messages, you know, that are butt buddies with Ralph and Zach and, you know, calling me a piece of shit and this and that. And you know what? It's all good because, see, Ralph got mad at me when, see, we were all podcasting and everything was okay when I was, you know, when we were podcasting and when I was asking for that money. But Ralph got mad and got his feelings hurt because I quit calling him. Okay, see, Ralph was the kind of guy that wanted to talk on the phone every day, and I couldn't do that. And then he would call me and I wouldn't answer because sometimes I'd be busy, you know. I mean, there was times I'd be on the phone with Ralph and I'd be sitting in a customer's driveway and a customer just be staring at me like, are you ever going to get out the truck and come see about my unit? You know, and I'm trying to tell Ralph, dude, I've got to go, man. I'm literally sitting in somebody's driveway. So I did have to stop taking some of his calls. And this is what made him mad. We weren't talking nearly as much as far as just shooting the breeze. But one day I had a question about a TXV and I knew Ralph would know the answer. So I called him to ask him a question. He helped me. I told him thank you. And I told him that I would call him back later that evening when I got home. And I did. But he felt like, oh, well, that son of a bitch is only going to call me when he needs me now, you know. But and I'm not afraid to say that I had a question that I didn't know the answer to, and this was several years ago. And I knew Ralph would know, and he helped me with it, and I told him thank you, and I just, you know, I couldn't remember, and that I would call him later when I was at home. Well, he didn't like that too much because we weren't talking as much. So I don't know if that's what led to the attacks. Now, his excuse to the attacks were, you know, I still haven't had surgery to this day, which is true. But okay, I was reading a comment. Sorry about that. His excuse was I didn't have it in a timely manner, which I never set a time limit. When I created the GoFundMe, I never said the minute I get to 6,500, I'm going to do this. Now, of course, I wanted to do it a lot faster, but it just didn't work out that way. Sometimes life gets in the way, and for some reason, Ralph couldn't understand that. A lot of people didn't choose sides, which I thought was the right thing to do. The fact that we all busted up and, you know, we could be having some great content these days if none of that would have happened. You know, we could all be sharing content, being guests on each other's shows, whatever, but it is what it is. I mean, Zach's not even really doing it anymore. So I never set a date or a time limit to have this procedure. But that's what brings me to this video. It's titled, They Were All Wrong. The reason I titled this video that is because Ralph Wolf, Zach Ciota, Justin, all of them, even though I'm over it with there's two people that I have not forgiven over this situation and two that I never will. And I'll tell you who those are here in just a minute. I am so ecstatic to be able to tell you guys this on YouTube. I am having my weight loss procedure, not this coming Monday on the 20th, which is my birthday, by the way, just if you guys want to wish me a happy birthday. I'm just fucking with y'all. It really is my birthday Monday, though, on the 20th. not this coming Monday on the 20th, but the following Monday on September the 27th, I am having my procedure. It's finally happening. And I am over the moon about it. And I'm going to prove it to y'all that it's happening, because I'm going to allow my wife to film me while they're hooking me up to the IVs and the, blood pressure machines and all that. I'm also going to allow her to film me when I get out of surgery, even though I'm probably going to be doped up on anesthesia. I am going to allow her to film it, because I'm going to prove it once and for all that I didn't do what those sorry sons of bitches said I did. It took about 3, maybe 4 years for it to happen, but damn it, it's finally happening. And I couldn't be more excited. I'm at a loss for words. I mean, I have a smile on my face. I never smile this much. I'm actually very ready. I've prepared myself mentally and everything. I mean, it's hey, Adam, man, you didn't have to do that, man. But thank you very much. I really appreciate that. But man, I wish you wouldn't have done that. I mean, not that I don't appreciate it, but thank you very much. And believe it or not, I raised $6,500 for the GoFundMe, and I cleared 58 or 59 something after GoFundMe took their cut. I still have that money. It's going towards the surgery. It took me a long time to save the rest, but this has been a long time coming. And you guys don't know how long I have been waiting to get on here and tell y'all this. I mean, that's why I can't get the smile off of my face. And I know Ralph is going to see this video. I know somebody's going to pass it on to him. And he will probably make a video, and he will still say, he'll still come up with some kind of excuse, oh, well, he waited too long or blah, blah, blah. But, I don't even care anymore, because it's finally happening. Not this Monday on the 20th, but the following Monday on the 27th, I'm having my gastric vertical sleeve weight loss procedure. And I will film the process, because I'm going to prove it. Like I said, I'm going to allow my wife to film me while I'm being hooked up to all the machines and everything. And then when I come out, I'll be doped up on anesthesia. I'll still be coming off the anesthesia. Hey, Jason, I appreciate that comment, man. You should follow Ted Cook, though. He's good too. Anti DIY HVAC. I don't care if I'm going to be doped up. That way, y'all, I don't want somebody to say, oh, well, he probably has because knowing Ralph, he would say, oh, he probably has a friend at the hospital that just let him use a bed and a gown and all that, and it's all fake. Which, I mean, I'm going to lose weight, obviously, so it's so, whether he wants to say that or not, he'll see the weight loss progress. And I'm going to do videos on that too. And I'll do a few on here, but I'm probably going to create a separate channel for that, because there's a lot of people that want to follow stuff like that. If you've had weight loss surgery, but they don't really want to follow HVAC. But I may put a couple videos up on this channel. And so this has been a long time coming for me. For the past 3.5, 4 years, I have taken so much shit off of people, but Ralph Wolf in particularly. So now let's get to the two people that I can't forgive. And I'm not going to go on a rant. This is not about a rant. This is about something that has been a long time coming. Man, I might have been too loud. I just noticed my mixer was really loud. Is that better? Like not as loud? Um, Thank you for look. I haven't really been paying attention to the chat, but I do see some congratulations coming through. Thank y'all very much. I appreciate it. I mean, maybe I don't even deserve it, but this has been a really long time coming. So there's two people that I want that I feel like I need to address. Um, is it okay? It was. Is the sound still good, or is it too low now? Um, there's two people that I want to address. Sorry, that was an alert for a football game. Okay, sound is good. Okay. And I'm going to end the video with addressing these two people. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to scream. Okay, somebody, it's okay. Sounds good. All right, I'll turn it up a little bit more. Okay, everybody should be able to hear me fine now. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to yell. I'm going to try not to cuss, but a couple may slip out. Ralph Wolf and Gil Cavey. Those are two people that I'll never forgive for what they did to me. I have let bygones be bygones with the rest. I'm even willing to interact with the rest of the people. But Ralph Wolf and Gil Cavey, I'll never forgive you two. And you probably don't care. And I don't care if you care. I'm still going to say what I want to say. The first one I want to address is Gil Cavey. Gil, you are a no good, sorry, dope sucker, dope head, cocksucking son of a bitch. And I hate to say this, but if it wouldn't be for me, nobody on YouTube would know who the fuck you are. Now, like I told you, I'm not going to yell, but I probably am going to cuss. And I apologize in advance. There's not a son of a bitch that would know who you are on YouTube if it wasn't for me. You were a guest on my solo podcast, but we had such good chemistry together. I asked you to co-host the son of a bitch. You lied to people and told people I didn't pay you because we had sponsors, which was complete bullshit. I paid you every dime. Okay? Every dime. He'll tell you I didn't pay him. I paid that motherfucker every dime. We split everything 50-50. You're a piece of shit. You're a dope head. You say you're not a dope head anymore, but I've heard and know otherwise. You're a piece of shit. And you try to make people feel bad because you have testicular cancer. Well, you put a thing up on Facebook the other day that you were back. Well, you ain't came back yet. And let me tell you something. Nobody could give two shits of a fuck less if you ever come back, because you and Kelly, y'all suck. I don't have anything against Kelly McKay. I think he has poked at me a little bit with you, which I really don't give a shit. Kelly McKay's a good guy. He's got good videos, but he ain't worth a shit for a podcaster, and neither are you. Your podcast sucks. You suck. And if your testicular cancer killed you tomorrow, I wouldn't go to your fucking funeral, but I'd piss on your goddamn grave. And that's how I feel about Gil Cavey. Ralph Wolf. Ralph, me and you, one day, our paths will cross again. Let me remind everybody how close me and Ralph were. We were best friends. Probably me and Ralph were probably closer than me and Zach were. Ralph came to my house on the way to Dallas to go to a family reunion. he stayed at my house. I can't remember if we went out to dinner or if we cooked dinner. I think we went out to dinner. We had a great visit. He left the next morning. A couple years later, I based a family vacation around him. Went to Atlanta, Georgia, or Marietta, Georgia. I don't know. So wherever he lives. Stayed in a hotel. Found the closest hotel. Thank you, Gary. I'm not looking for super chats, but thank you guys for this. I mean, it's greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Michael, I have forgiven all, I've forgiven all those others, but these are two guys I can't forgive. We got the closest hotel to Ralph's house that we could find because me and Ralph spent 2 days together running service calls. I have a video on my channel of me and Ralph doing a change out together. It just so happened Ralph had a change out that came up. It was just an air handler swap out, but he scheduled it when he knew I would be there so we could film a video. We also have another video on his channel, unless he deleted it, of us working together. That's how close me and Ralph were. Ralph, for you to do what you did to me, instead of talking to me privately about it, which you didn't try to do, you had no proof. You had no evidence of anything that you ever said on this internet. Now, let me take it a step further before I go off on Ralph and tell you why I can't forgive these two. I know hate is bad, but let me tell you guys what else these guys did. Ralph Wolf and Gil Cavey did a live stream one night on Gil's channel, or on the HVAC Overtime channel, I think. Ralph had supposedly spoke to someone in my family. First of all, I'm about 99% sure I know who he spoke to, and she's not my real family. My dad got remarried, and my dad's not even remarried legally. They just said some vows with a preacher. There's no marriage license filed with the state or anything like that. So technically, my dad is still married to my mother, who is passed on. No, did I say HVAC Overtime? I meant HVAC Uncensored. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Adam. I meant HVAC Uncensored channel. Excuse me. They did a live stream on the HVAC Uncensored channel. Ralph had supposedly spoke to a family member of my, somebody that knows my father, and it told people that my father hated me, which is not true. I'm always spending time with my father. My father wants to come on here and do this with me one night. He accused me and my wife, this is another reason why I can't forgive Gil and Ralph. They drug my wife into this. They accused me and my wife of stealing money from my mother-in-law, my wife's mom, which, if you sons of bitches knew my mother-in-law, y'all would know that it would never happen. It just is. It's not possible. No, they said we stole a checkbook out of her purse, and we were writing bad checks with my mother-in-law's checkbook. Again, if y'all knew my mother-in-law, you ain't getting in her purse. Okay. Y'all just don't even know. They said that we took the money from the GoFundMe and bought vehicles and bought iPhones and just all kind, which was complete bullshit. I mean, complete bullshit. I'm sorry, I only cleared 5,900. That's not enough to go buy vehicles and iPhones, you know. No, it went, it's going to the surgery next Monday. Or, well, not this coming Monday, but next. So that's another reason why. Ralph, our paths will cross again, sir. I don't know where, but I know me and you will see each other again one day. Maybe at a AHR expo, when if they ever open that back up, if this stupid pandemic ever ends. But I will see you again one day, Ralph. And Ralph, I hate to do this, but I'm going to do it. Never in my life, and I've been in a lot of fights in my life because I used to have a really short temper. Still do when it comes to certain things, like when it comes to my family and, stuff. My fuse is still pretty short. But when it comes to other things, I've learned to hold it back a little bit. But I've been holding this in for a long time. And Ralph, if you see this video, you're more than welcome to make contact with me. Here's the name of my company is right here. Okay. My phone number's all over the internet. I have a website. I have a Facebook page. You are more than welcome to call me. We can meet somewhere. You can come to my house. We can plan to meet halfway. I don't care. But Ralph, as short as my fuse is, I grew up just an old country boy. You know where I lived. You came to my house. I've been in a lot of fights. I've wanted to whip a lot of people's ass for certain things. But Ralph, I have never in my life wanted to whip a man's ass as bad as I want to whip your ass. You fucked with the wrong son of a bitch. I am the last son of a bitch that you want to mess with. And Ralph, if I ever do see you again, it's going to be bad. I'm going to hurt you. You're going to regret everything you did. And that's really all I got to say. I feel like I shouldn't say anymore. Yeah, I don't think I should say any more than that on the internet. But Ralph, I'm looking at this camera, man. Ralph, I want to get my hands on you more than I've ever wanted to get my hands on anybody in my life. I've been holding this in for a long time. And if you got the balls, I'm not hard to find. I'm not hard to find at all. Call me. We can do wherever you want to do it. And hell, we can film it and put it on YouTube. But we will meet again. And I can't wait until that day comes. So that's all I'm going to say about that. A lot of you are asking who Ralph is, look, I've said enough. I'm not gonna say any more. And look, I just want to say, Ralph, I'm not threatening you, bro. I'm not threatening you. I don't make threats. I just that's how I feel. That's really how I feel. So this is an HVAC channel, but I felt like this needed to be addressed. Again, a lot of you are not even aware of the situation. A lot of you are. Um, so I felt like it needed to be talked about. So anyway, unfortunately, this is not an HVAC session. This was to talk about everything that I talked about and the fact that I am stoked that I am finally having my procedure, not this coming Monday, but the next on the 27th. I will get the video uploaded later that week after I can edit it down and all that, because I'm sure there's probably going to be some stuff that I'm going to say while I'm on uh anesthesia, but so I'll probably have to edit some of that stuff out, but I'm very excited um about that, and I needed to get that off my chest about Gil and about Ralph. The rest of the guys, Zach and Justin and all of those guys. I mean, there's a guy, Chuck Pierce from Comfort Plus Heating and Cooling. He doesn't talk to me anymore, but Chuck has never went on, Chuck's a good guy. He's never went on YouTube and, John's a fucking piece of shit, cocksucker, motherfucker, like Ralph and all them did. Chuck he took their side, but he did it quietly. You know, and so did Steve Lav. Steve Lav, he'll always, him and Ralph are like really butt buddies. I mean, so he's gonna say whatever Ralph tells him to say. Ralph could call him and say go jump in a ball of fire, and Steve would go do it. So yeah, but anyway, Chuck Pierce is a great guy. He did take their side. He doesn't really speak to me, but he did it quietly. I still like Chuck. He's a good dude. Joe Shear, he continued to talk to me. He never really came out and said, at least not that I've seen. I don't know if he's told other people about how he felt about the situation. I think Joe kind of just minded his own business and got along with everybody, which, I think is what everybody should have done. But, and there's other things that Ralph did too, but I'm not going to sit here and name them all. Some of them I can't even really remember all the details to. But those are the ones that really stuck out to me, and I needed to get that off my chest. And, hell, I'm a happy guy right now. God has been really good to me. I have a very successful, thriving business. My business is growing rapidly. I recently put a second truck on the road. My apprentice, who is now a full change out or installer, if you will, or change out mechanic, whatever you want to call him, he can do a change out without me, with him and another guy. He's not a service tech yet, of course. I mean, he can go run basic service stuff like, if he sees a bad capacitor or something. But if it's a little more detailed than that, then I have to kind of help him over the phone. But we've gotten so busy that we had to put a second truck on the road. So I bought another truck recently. And, so I'm a happy guy right now. God has been wonderful to me. And, I've got this great business that just keeps growing and growing. I'm finally having my procedure to help me get healthy that I've wanted to have for several years now. Um, I have nothing to complain about. I have two beautiful kids that I love dearly. I have a beautiful wife that I love. Um, I have a daughter that I'm able to put in private, that, because of my business, I can afford to put her in private school because where we live at, see, we don't live in the city of Lafayette. We live on the outskirts in a town called Karen Crow. Uh, and the schools, I'm having the gastric sleeve, vertical sleeve. I just call it the sleeve, but the technical name is the, what is it? VSG, vertical sleeve gastrectomy. There you go. That's what it is. Um, so the public schools where we live are horrible. It's a because we live out in the country. Karen Crow's a little country town, but the schools are not good at all. Not say, like, when I say not good, I mean I don't mean like they're not safe. Like academically they're an F rating. So there is a private school about 8-9 miles up the road, right when you get into Lafayette, and I was able to afford to put her in there, and she's doing really well, and it's a great school. And all you know, my son is autistic. Now, a lot of you, I've heard people say that, well, I look at Zach's kids and his kids are autistic, and they don't have to do all that stuff your kid has to do. Because, I talk about how my son's in therapy and all that. That's because Zach's kids are high functioning autistic children. Okay. I've seen video of his kids. He posts videos of them, and, they talk and all that. My son is 7 years old and he's nonverbal. He still doesn't talk. So he's not even in regular school. He goes to therapy every day. It's called ABA therapy. They do ABA. I can't remember what ABA stands for. And they do well, Jason, I know, but those days are gone, buddy. I mean, that, and they're not coming back. So um anyway, I can't remember what ABA stands for. It's got something to do with, I don't know. And then he gets his occupational therapy and he gets his speech therapy. There, he's trying to talk, but he can't. He's nonverbal. Zach's kids, they speak. I mean, he's got one that's going to college right now, I think. My son's not there yet. He is a severe case of autism. He's 7 years old. Not that he's stupid, because somebody on here called my son retarded one time, and thank God they weren't standing in front of me because I probably would have killed them. But he's extremely smart. He's just nonverbal. And he doesn't really listen as well as, a normal kid. Now he listens to me pretty well. But there's just, he does the same like, even though you tell him not to do that, he'll stop, but then 5 minutes later he's doing it again. My son is a very severe case. He's nonverbal. He still has to, he's not fully potty trained at 7 years old because of his autism, because it's so severe. Zach's kids are not like that. So my son is much more severe than they are. My daughter, though, she's extremely smart, and she's in a private school, and so I'm a happy guy right now. So a lot of you, don't sit here and say that I'm miserable and that because of the way that I talked about Ralph and Gil. Look, that's just something I need to get off my chest because I've been holding in this bullshit about what I did with this money and all that for way too long. And now that I'm finally having my procedure, I had to get it off my chest. And I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about it too, because I mean, I got a busy week this week. This is my last full week of work. And then once my surgery's done, I have to take 6 weeks off. Not stay in the house. I can go ride, but I can't lift. I can't even carry my tool bag. So my apprentice is literally going to be doing everything. I'm just going to be standing over his shoulder, and telling him, okay, check voltage here, check it here, and then, all right, well, you got a bad this or that. So, take it off and you put that wire there, put this wire here. That's all I'm going to be doing is just literally standing over him, telling him what to do. I mean, I can't do anything for 6 weeks. I can't do any kind of lifting, not a tool bag, none of that. For the first couple weeks, I can't even really get in an attic. I mean, I'm not supposed to climb the steps, but I've talked to some other guys that have had this procedure, that do what I do for a living. And they said, after about a week, you can climb up there. You just got to take it easy and go slow. And so I'll be all right. But, everything will be up to him. And, but he's good. He's damn good. And, he'll do a fine job. He's going to handle it while I'm gone. Now, my dad will be on standby. My dad, see, that's another thing. Oh, Ralph, John's dad hates him, can't stand him, doesn't want to have anything to do with him. Well, that's why he's offered to be on standby. And he's my apprentice has my dad's phone number. And my dad said, just tell him to call me if he needs any kind of help, or if I need to go run down there and help him for a couple days, I can do that too. Yeah. My dad really hates me since he offered to do that. But, so he's offered to be on standby. My nephew has really gotten in. Y'all remember a few years ago, y'all used to see my nephew in some of my videos. Well, the past couple years, he's really gotten into the trade real heavy, but he's with my father. And he's learned, like, he can run calls by himself. He can do change outs. He's really coming a long way. Yes, Gary, I still use my Vito daily. I have several Vitos that I use daily. Yeah, they are very smart, Hunter. Yeah, they are. So anyway, I've been on here we're coming up on an hour, and that's it, guys. We won't talk about this ever again. You'll never hear me rant. I mean, I didn't yell. I did cuss, but you won't hear me rant to Ralph and Gil ever again. I just had to get that off my chest. I mean, we're going to talk about my weight loss because I'm going to be ecstatic about that. It's something that I need to get done. So we'll talk about that in the future. But from here on out, we'll keep it HVAC, and I'll keep you guys up to date. I'm going to weigh once a week. They say pick a day of the week and weigh every day that day. And I know y'all want me on here more, and I appreciate. Look, I really do, man. That means the world to me. It's been a really busy summer. I have not been uploading videos as frequently as I would like, but I tell you what I'm going to do. This week, I will try to film as many jobs as I can and get them uploaded while I'm in the hospital, because while I'm in the hospital for a couple days, I can play on my computer. I can edit out some videos, get them uploaded, and then I'll be uploading the ones of me in the hospital so that we got proof that this really got done. So, and I will try to get on here. Look, I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands for the first 6 weeks. So we'll start trying to do some more live streams. Ted Cook wants to start doing the live stream with me again on Thursday nights like we used to. We would like Adam to do it with us. If y'all remember, there for a while, it was me, Ted, and Adam. It was the three of us on Thursday nights, I think. It was either Wednesday or Thursday. I cannot remember. The three of us were doing live every night, and then it just kind of stopped. And it was my fault because I was busy most of the time, but I really would like to get in a routine to where I don't let you guys down. So I've already talked to Ted. Ted's game. Hey, Chance, good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in forever. Ted's game. He's ready to do it. Ted has people commenting on his channel. No, not Zaya. Zaya's automotive now. So he doesn't want to have anything to do with HVAC. Chance is a good dude. I would love to talk with him on camera more, but I know Chance he doesn't get on here that often anymore. So there's Mr. Kelly Kyler. He started some shit with me recently about Isaiah when he doesn't even know the story that I didn't do anything wrong to Isaiah. I've supported Isaiah more than anybody and taken up for Isaiah. I've been giving Isaiah a hard time about his career changes, but that's it. And Kelly cussed me out and all kind of shit about that, told me to leave him alone. Man, Isaiah's my friend, dude. I've met Isaiah. I've had lunch with Isaiah. I've met his family. I'm not picking on that kid, man. I'm just giving him a hard time about changing careers. You need to chill the hell out, man. So anyway, Ted is game. He's game for the Thursday night thing again. Adam, if you're still here, I haven't seen you comment in a while. Shoot me a text. Let me know if you're game for Thursday nights. I know you do. Friday night is your baby and your bread and butter for HVAC overtime. But I mean, you don't have to come in every Thursday if you can't. But we'd like to have you as much as you want. I mean, if you want to be there every Thursday, me and Ted, I've already talked on the phone. We'd love to have you every Thursday. But we do understand that on Friday nights, that's your bread and butter. So if you text and say, hey, guys, I can't make it tonight, we get that. So that's what we're going to do. Me and Ted are going to come up with a game plan. I'm going to have surgery first. It doesn't pay to start doing it right now. I'll have my surgery, and then we'll come up with a game plan of when we're going to start. If Adam can't make it, me and Ted will at least do it every Thursday night. I think it was Thursday. But yeah, anyway, as far as Isaiah, look, everybody knows on here I got nothing but love for Isaiah. I've been look, I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not going to lie. I haven't been watching Isaiah lately. Because and Isaiah, I'm sorry to say that to you, buddy. You know that I've got nothing but love for you, but it's getting old. I mean, it was the HVAC, and you quit that and you went to electrical, and then you got back on HVAC and you were doing HVAC and electrical, and then automotive, and then you went back to HVAC. Now you're automotive. I mean, and I know you're autistic. See, that's the thing. See, Isaiah is autistic, but see, Isaiah. Oh, yeah, Chance. It's going very good, man. I was just talking about that. Isaiah's autistic, but look at Isaiah. Isaiah can talk. He can run he can do, all that and stuff. My son can't do that. That's what I keep trying to explain to people. And I know he's autistic. I know he is. But he's high functioning autistic. And it's just I'll be completely honest with you. I got tired of seeing Isaiah change, and it aggravated me. And I was like, I'm just not going to watch him anymore. So I quit watching. I don't think Isaiah's. And look, I'll be completely honest with you guys, and I'm not ragging the kid. Kelly Kyler comment. I deleted the comments because he did it on one of my videos, and I deleted him because Kelly was acting like a childish idiot, and but I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and I'll say it right here to Isaiah's face because I know he's in the chat. Isaiah's not going to stick with automotive. He's not going to do it. Isaiah changes his mind too much, and he's not even really. I don't even think Isaiah is really doing automotive right now. I mean, I was driving down the road at noon yesterday, going to a service call. No, I was going to finish a mini split install, and I got an alert on my phone that Isaiah went live at 12 in the afternoon. So he's not working, obviously, and I didn't watch because I was driving. But I have a magnet that my phone mounts to, off my windshield, and I could check my alerts and stuff. And I was like, man, what's he doing going live at noon? So he's not working. He's not working for anyone. I guess he's not riding with his dad anymore. I kind of maybe thought he was still riding with his dad and he just wasn't telling anybody. But Isaiah is not going to stay with automotive. This is just another phase he's going through. Autistic people do they can go through phases, but I've never seen a person, autistic or not, go through as many phases as Isaiah does. And that's all I've said to him. And Kelly Kyler was, calling me a piece of shit, saying leave him fuck alone and all that. And I was like, dude, you're tripping, man. You don't even know what's going on here. I'm saying this to Isaiah's face. Isaiah's not going to stick with automotive. Isaiah doesn't know what he wants to do. Isaiah doesn't know if he wants to do HVAC, electrical, plumbing, carpentry, automotive, lay flooring, roofer. He doesn't know. Isaiah could change his mind, and next week he's a roofer. Roofing is his passion. Right now, automotive is his passion. And I mean, the only things he's working on is that green Power Stroke truck that his dad recently bought. And then he works on their old service truck, which I think is a gas burner. But hey, you know what, Benjamin? I'm not dogging the kid. I want to see Isaiah follow his dreams too, but I don't think automotive is Isaiah's dream. Let me tell you why I feel the way that I do. When I met Isaiah, I got a phone call from him that said, John, my name is Isaiah, and I live in Louisiana also. And I said, really? I said, where do you live at? And he told me where he lived. I'm not going to, well, he lives in New Orleans on the one of the banks in New Orleans. So I think he lives in a town called Harvey over by Metairie, I think. And I was like, man, and he was telling me, he's like, I'm autistic, and I heard, you have an autistic son. I was like, man, that's fantastic. And he was telling me that his dad has been in the HVAC business for, 30 something years, and that he's been doing it with his dad. And when he saw my videos, it just inspired him. I mean, he asked if he could come ride with me and all kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, it never happened, but I don't know why it didn't happen, but I would have been glad to do that. But one day I had to go to his neck of the woods for something. And I got in touch with him, and I had lunch with him and his family. And he's a great guy. He's a great kid. He just, I don't know why he's doing this though, because when I met Isaiah, he was so passionate about HVAC. And I still think he is. I mean, if he wasn't, he wouldn't be in my chat right now. Every time he does a hangout, he doesn't even really talk about automotive. He ends up talking about HVAC with the other guys. I really, really think Isaiah still wants to do HVAC. I really do. I don't know why he keeps doing this. I don't know if somebody is encouraging him or discouraging him, but I honestly just wish Isaiah would get back to his roots and get back with his father and do HVAC, because it's in his blood. I mean, it's in my blood. I grew up in this shit. I didn't have a chance in hell. I got out of HVAC for 6 months. 6 months I stayed away from HVAC to pursue what I thought was my dream job. Because I grew up in the country. I grew up around tractors and trucks and big trucks and stuff like that. I thought that I wanted to be a diesel mechanic. And when I say a diesel mechanic, I wanted to start off, for a small shop, but then I wanted to get into like 18-wheelers and big tractors and stuff like that. But I didn't like it because I was so used to doing heat and air and having a truck and moving around and moving from job to job and having my freedom. And in between jobs, I could go stop at the store, get me a drink, get me a Powerade or whatever. I liked that mobility. I felt free. When I was locked up in a shop all day, I felt like I was in prison. So, yeah. So I talked to my boss at the diesel shop, and I was like, look, man, I want to thank you for the opportunity. I've been with you for about 6 months now. And, but I'm going to go ahead and go back to heating and air. I was like, because this is just not, for me. I thought it was. And he said, hey, if this is not what you want to do, I get it, man. He said, thank you for being honest with me. And I went back to my dad the next day, and I got back in the heating and air. and I've never walked away ever again. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with Isaiah, but it's just best that I don't watch him right now or interact with him, because I don't want to get aggravated at him and say something mean that that I don't mean, which I don't think I'd ever do that to him, but because he's such a good friend of mine. I mean, but I just don't want to take that chance, if in case he aggravates me and I say something that I'm going to regret. So hopefully Isaiah will come to his senses. And I mean, Isaiah, he's not a mechanic. Isaiah's not no automotive mechanic. I mean, Isaiah deleted his HVAC channel. He went over 1,000 subs. He was monetizing everything, and he deleted the channel. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Now he's got this ZCC car care channel. He's got like barely 20 something subs. I don't know. Isaiah knows how to get in contact with me through Facebook. He should have my phone number too. And, but I don't know. Isaiah, I hope that one day you figure out, man, what it is. And look, man, if I'm wrong and automotive is really what you want, man, go for it. But I just don't believe that. You'll never make me believe that. Dude, Isaiah, when you were uploading videos with you and your dad, dude, you were so passionate. You were so excited. You were like, we're over here working on this, Yark or this carrier or this train and it's blah, blah, blah. And you could tell you had passion, man. And you and your dad, you were filming with your dad. Your dad was showing you how to do things. And you could just tell that you were, Isaiah, don't call me on Messenger right now, man. I'm live on the air. I'm not gonna get on the phone while I'm live on the air. It's you were passionate, man. You can't fake that. And I think you and your dad recently just installed the brand new 26 SEER, like two of them, two carrier systems. The brand new, I think it's a 26 SEER carrier. I've heard you talk about them, and you were ecstatic when y'all did that. You did another system, and you can't fake that passion. I don't see no passion in you with automotive. Hell, you're not even doing automotive. And I'm not being mean, Isaiah. I'm not picking on you. I'm just telling you how I feel. I mean, you're going live in the middle of the day while we're all working. I remember saying, I'm like, why is he going live? Everybody's at work. Nobody's going to watch him right now. So I just hope, Isaiah, that you figure out what it is that you want. I think heating and air is what your passion is. And, Isaiah, and I've heard you say, it's too hard on my body. And dude, Isaiah, I know I think you hear people like me say that, and you hear other people say that. So you try to mimic them and sound like that too. And again, I'm not being mean or disrespectful, but Isaiah, you're still a kid, dude. What are you, 21 years old? I think you're just turned 21. There's no way your body's messed up, man, unless I mean, not saying something can't happen, but, and you talked about, I've heard you say before, you don't want, you don't like getting Freon on your hands. I mean, come on, Isaiah. Really? I mean, what's the difference if you get a little Freon on your hands or a bunch of freaking grease from under a hood? I mean, I'm gonna tell you something, Isaiah. I did diesel mechanic work. Okay. I mean, I know you're not doing I mean, you are I mean, you're playing around with vehicles. I'm just being honest, Isaiah. You're not really a mechanic. You're just kind of playing around with vehicles right now. So I actually did diesel work. Okay. For 6 months, I got away from heat and air, went to work for a shop. It's harder than HVAC when you really got to get in there under a hood, or you got to start pulling a front grill off or pulling a side fender off, pulling a tire off to, you know, to get to something. I tell you, I'll take HVAC over that shit any day. That's why I stopped. That's why I stopped doing diesel mechanic work. So hopefully Isaiah will figure it out one day. But I just automotive it's not his passion. I mean, he's not even doing it. Like I said, he's playing around with a couple vehicles that he has in his yard. He's got that green Power Stroke that his dad bought, and then they got their his dad's service truck. And I mean, that's all he's doing. He's not accomplishing anything. He's playing around in automotive. But it's not his passion. I saw the passion. The passion was in HVAC when he was video, and he doesn't even video anymore. I mean, he's put up a couple videos of where he checks the oil and stuff. It's like a 3-4 minute video. I mean, come on. I mean, a 10-year-old could do that. I mean, and I'm not being mean. I'm really not. I know it sounds like I am. But you know, your body's not messed up, Isaiah. Your body's not messed up. You haven't hurt yourself from HVAC. HVAC hasn't hurt you. Now all your HVAC videos are gone because you deleted your channel, which is disappointing because I enjoyed a lot of those videos. I really did. But I don't know why you did that, man. But anyway, I'm getting off here. I've been on here for an hour and 18 minutes. And I spent the last probably 20 minutes or so talking about Isaiah, not talking about him. I don't mean that disrespectfully. I just want to see my friend do what he's really passionate about. And hopefully that's getting back in the truck with his dad and doing HVAC. And because, you know, I know that's what he wants to do. Anyhow, thank you guys so much for listening to my stream about my surgery and about what guys have done to me in the past. And just everything that I talked about. I apologize about the language I used when I was addressing Gil and Ralph. It's something I had to get off my chest. I'm about to get out of here. But I'm going to go have a little fun with the wife tonight. Hey, what the hell? Sorry. That was my cat. Me and the wife are going to go have some fun. Our kids are at grandma's, so I think we're going to go to the casino and see if we can't win us a little money before I go under the knife. And I won't be doing a whole lot of moving around. So anyway, thank y'all very much for listening to me. Thank you for congratulating me. Thank you. Hey, man, the Saints are looking fantastic. If they keep going like this, they're a contender for sure. I was not a fan of Jameis Winston. Didn't like to, and see, y'all are trying to keep me here, and I appreciate that, but I've got to go. I was not a fan of Jameis Winston. I did not want him as our quarterback. I wanted Taysom Hill to be our quarterback. I was very upset when I found out that Sean Payton gave the job to Jameis Winston. But I am man enough to say that I owe Jameis Winston an apology, because after what I saw that man do to Green Bay, he deserves to be our quarterback. It looks like he has matured in Tampa Bay. He was so immature, but it looks like he's matured. I didn't see him goofing off the whole game. Took the game seriously. When he got on the sideline, he was listening to the coaches. I was very impressed with him, and I can't wait to watch him tomorrow to see how he does tomorrow. So if he can keep that up and we can keep up what we did against the Packers, we're a contender. We are a contender. I was very, very impressed. We're in the top 5. Our defense is in the top 5 in the league, and our offense ain't too damn shabby either. So who dat? Go Saints, and I hope they can keep it up. But I've got to go. Thank you so much. And for the super chats from everybody, the support, listening to my foul language when I addressed Gil and Ralph. I apologize, but I had to get that off. I'll see you guys very, very soon. I am a little bit nervous. I've never had surgery before. I keep thinking I'm not going to wake up off the operating table, but my wife and my father and my sisters are like, you need to stop thinking like that. You're going to be fine, blah, blah, blah. So I'm a little freaked out. I've never been under before. I've never had surgery. So I wouldn't say freaked out, but I'm nervous. But I'm excited too, because I'm ready to get this done and start dropping some weight. So I'm excited, but I'm nervous too. I'm just kind of ready to get it over with, to be honest with you. So anyway, I will see y'all very soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to all of y'all for all your support, your kind words, your super chats, everything. Thank you guys. It means the world to me. I really, really appreciate y'all. And we will see you guys very, very soon. Thank y'all so much.